If you're not where you want to be, your mind isn't as clean as it needs to be. Peace. It's Travis Soda. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. We talk about the processes of the mind and how your thoughts create your reality. Now, brainwashing. Having a dirty mind and needing to wash your brain. This is a CIA created term. Created by an actual reporter that was on the CIA payroll. And when they were looking to battle communism, and they had a reporter that was on the payroll, this is a word that he used to describe the concept of why or how people would accept or become communists. It was really about us and them. Right? The U.S. versus China, the U.S. versus Russia, the U.S. versus et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this was the propaganda piece that the CIA used to insert a concept into society's thought. And up until this day, this is how people have accepted what this term, what this concept means. So we're looking to flip that on its head a little bit. In that you get to create your reality. Unless, of course, you down with the CIA telling you how words are defined and what you should think about those words and how you should act in the world. Having people say words and be triggered by them. You know, as taught to you through the U.S. educational system, as taught to you through the CIA behind the scenes, as taught to you through all media, newspapers, online videos, music, entertainment, how a thought goes into your mind, and then collectively, we all have this similar thought. Fortunately, Pure Sound L is one of a lot of people tapping into how we create reality. And it's with our beliefs. So if we believe a certain type of thing, meaning our belief about certain concepts, which words are one concept, the other concepts are emotions. Meaning if we feel a certain type of way and we have a definition of, okay, this makes me feel uncomfortable. That means bad. That means I don't need to trust that person. I don't need to trust that thing. I don't need to trust that idea. Or a more healthier concept, especially if you're an adult, and it's not something that is directly going to harm you, is to say, I feel a certain type of way about this. Let's explore this. What does this mean? Let's test this out. And let's see what comes out of it. Reflection is the business of humanity. And you have to reflect on why you think the way you do. Now, if you need help doing that, that's what Pure Sound L is here to do. You can check out our coaching packages and, of course, our courses. And, of course, stick with us with the podcast. This is all about cleaning up a dirty brain. You know, I'm speaking from my experience. Of course, I'm being tongue-in-cheek. We being funny. But we deadly serious at the same time. I've had a dirty mind in more than one way. A lot of it I did myself. A lot of it was given to me. Because after all those early years of childhood development, I wasn't in control of that. I wasn't even necessarily conscious, so to speak. And yet, all that was put on me. The societal norms, how I was raised by my mother and the family. Of course, how they were raised, again, stretching this out. How it all connects, how it patterns, all going into my mind, now just resting in my subconscious mind, which we say that is our beliefs. And if we don't, as adults, go back and check our beliefs, then we can't go through a transition. We can't go through the transformation we're looking to have to get through our next breakthrough. There's different ways we attack, initiate, engage our own path. And one of them is simply continuing to uncover our own beliefs. So let's just start out asking who created your reality for you? Again, are you accepting terms, ideas, concepts of the CIA, or public schools, or Hollywood? Of your small town, of your city, of your parents? Of creeps, freaks, and frauds, of racists, of white supremacists, of sexists? This is the time we're in. It's a great time in one aspect. That this is mainstream thought of questioning these concepts that we've been given. The bad part is not understanding the true processes of our minds, of the brain, of the software and the hardware of our mind. Not truly understanding that, most aren't going deep enough. Most are subconsciously getting into their ego, serving their self in an egoic way. Meaning, since I love to pick on them, get used to it if you're going to hang out here with me, of feminists, specifically European feminists, in that kind of missing this whole concept of there was an enslavement period here where European females greatly benefited. And I'm of the thought that if you're going to bring something good to uplift the world, you got to talk about the history of bad that's happened. Now, whether with you as an individual or your quote unquote group. That's how you ally with me. Tell me who I need to be watching out for. As I said, the creeps, the freaks, the frauds, the criminals, the sociopaths. Tell me who to watch out for. And this is lacking. This is why it's called agenda. People come with an agenda to uplift us, but they missing that part. And they missing it because they're fundamentally incapable of truly being honest. And that's the deep work. Let's bring it to Soto well. I have a history of having a dirty mind. That's why I'm sitting here talking. What was part of that? I kind of generally just say being an alcoholic, addict. I had a lot of bad concepts, just savage. I listen to a lot of what's coming to my mind right now, touching on my senses. I listen to a lot of Too Short, a lot of pimping music. It really idolized that concept. And that in these days and times of, especially these Asiatics that are getting put out there, rightfully so. Praise the Most High for that. Of these abusers and users. Again, creeps, freaks, frauds, criminals. Rapists, abusers, molesters. And these were the things I idolized when I was younger. Savage mind. So I've been there. And everyone has every right to call me out on that. That isn't going to stop me from bringing my message. And I accept that. I bring that up. That's the point. I'm only human here. I've built myself up. I've gone through a lot of things. I've done the deep work. And here I am bringing a message to people that you don't have to go through that. And if you have gone through that, you can overcome it. You can become better. But thankfully, I didn't go to the extremes of abuse and criminality that some of these stories allege of these individuals. So this is how I allowed my mind to be dirtied. But again, there was a foundation laid for me to allow myself to get my mind dirty. And this is what I've uncovered over my lifetime. Now, I ain't get no degrees in it, but I have a scholarship in myself and how to overcome old bad ideas. Ideas that are not self-serving. Talk that is not self-serving. Habits that are not self-serving. The word I'm looking for is destructive habits, destructive talk, destructive thoughts. Destructive to me, and if they're destructive to me, they're going to be destructive to other people. And that's simply what we're seeing today. There's a lot of people who have, even generationally at this time, especially in my community, generationally have been fed destructive identities, destructive talk, destructive thoughts, destructive habits, destructive interests. And I just laid out that is lifestyle. That is how we design our lifestyle. And a lot of us has been given, not only outside of ourselves, our group, our community, our tribe, institutionally, we've been given destructive ideas. And at this point in the game, we're keeping it up with ourselves, raising each other passively and hands-on with destructive ideas. And that's what a dirty mind is. A dirty mind is having destructive thoughts in your brain, as opposed to washing your brain, cleaning it up, getting purified, getting clear on what your next moves are. Literally a purity demonstration. This is really what the process and that we see in our holy books and our spirituality. This is what true religion is. Binding yourself to your higher self, not binding yourself to an institution to keep you where you're at, instead of helping you get to where you want to be. So, are you going to continue to allow the CIA to create the reality you in? You're going to continue to allow people that don't have your best interests in mind create your reality? And are you going to continue to let your own dirty mind destroy your future? Let's get clean, y'all. Get your brain washed. It's Travis Soda Well. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.